Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Gypsy Nicky. Hope everyone is doing well. I wanted to take a look at a little bit of some world news. Particularly wanted to focus on the US Mr. T and to check with the cards, do a timing spread of whether he will be back reinstated in office by the end of October. If you just look at the world events and what's going on, it's pretty obvious to realize that we're heading. There's a lot of indicators, right? That it's time for a change, and we all know the current administrator of the United States. Well, I mean, we all know that that it is time for his departure. So if you want to know more about the story, the background about, Mr. T US being reinstated, how does it work, check out philgodlewski.live. He's got a website that links to all his social media platforms. And there's a whole bunch of videos that explains the background and his opinions and thoughts on how Mr. T gets back in. But I want to check in with the cards and let's see, things are pretty dire. Things are heading not in the right direction, obviously. Even in Europe, folks out there are receiving 10,000 euro electricity bills for only 2-3 months worth of electricity. That's obviously absurd. We're getting to a point where, no one's going to be paying those bills. Because en masse, if everyone, gets these bills, no one's going to be paying. And it's not just the electricity bills, is many things. Is the inflation, severe inflation, and we've almost got the collapse of the petrodollar just around the corner. So let's see. It is, let's see on timing for Mr. T US. By the end of October, will he be reinstated as the rightful president and leader of the United States? I'm going to go with a probability that it is possible. The overview is the Empress, okay? And this is a Thoth Tarot deck again. So the Empress is someone where I normally get like the King of Wands, or in the case of the Thoth, the Knight of Wands for Mr. T US, or the Empress. Okay, he comes up a lot as the Empress as well. And the Empress is someone who is actually very caring. It's interesting. It's quite a surprising card to get for him. But the Empress is someone who's very generous. So she's very caring. She's very generous. There's a swan in the corner there with some signets, baby swans. So there's a mothering, a very maternal, caring, nurturing card to the Empress, and also financially abundant. Like in this card, she's wearing a pink top and it's got bees all over it. And bees can symbolize, money. They make honey. They make money. So that could be a symbol for money. So overview is the Empress. So I feel that there's a possibility that there's a possibility he could be in place by the end of October, as there's an Empress card, and that is his card. Okay, there's one of his two cards. There's a possibility, but again, there's events that need to be in place. And I feel so in the past already, this is in the past. This is the Knight of Discs in the Thoth, which is the King of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite Tarot. So that's in the past, right? So I feel that, what the cards are saying is he's always been leading. The King of the Knight of Discs or King of Pentacles is someone who's, he's a leader. And he's very, caring. He's very generous. Someone who's also he's in the past. His main his main concern has been also about the financial system, because this is the Knight of Discs. You can see that there's harvesting, so he's been working very, very hard in harvesting wheat. There's the sun in the background. It's a very abundant card. So this guy here, this knight, or in the Thoth, or the king in the tarot, he's about to cut down all this wheat. He's about to reap in significant abundance. So he's already been in charge in the background. This is a leader. Could also be the commander-in-chief. He's already been that, okay? Already there. And he's been working a lot. Primarily, I feel his main target has been the financial system, because it's also aspected with the Empress. The Empress is about abundance, caring, nurturing, so he's been in charge in the background. As commander-in-chief, and his main concern, his target that he's absolutely driven by is a new financial system. Okay, and the present is so that's in the past. The present is they're almost there. That's the Eight of Discs, which is the Eight of Pentacles. So they are making sure. So Eight of Pentacles is a very practical card, and it's making sure. So in order to have this tree is amazingly strong, with strong roots, strong foundation, and is flowering, is really flowering and blossoming, because a lot of steps were taken. Like it's literally step by step by step. A lot of steps were taken to build this foundation and build this tree that is going to be lasting. So present, in order for him to come back into office, there is a process. There are certain things that need to be in place in order to have they are making sure that there's a very strong foundation, and really making sure that everything is done very practically, step by step, in an orderly process, kind of with the law, working with the law. So it's done. So this tree cannot be shaken, right? So that's what they focused on. The near future is the Three of Cups. This is the Three of Cups, which is the abundance card. Now the Three of Cups, you can tell it's a very bright card, a very joyful card. Can you see it? There's water overflowing. It's a very joyful card. So this is like a celebration card. So in the near future, there is a celebration. Interestingly, so there is a celebration because what's the hidden influence is the new financials. This is the Nine of Discs, which is the Nine of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite, but it's the Nine of Discs here. So what's hidden? Okay, so in order for him to be reinstated, right? It's to do with financial freedom, right? So there needs to be this is to do with financial freedom, complete wealth, financial freedom. There's a new system that's in place, a new financial system, and so this is the hidden influence, okay? And I feel in order for this to happen, again, okay, this is the advice card. It's the Three of Swords, okay, and the Prince of Wands, which is the Knight of Wands. So the Three of Swords is it is a very scary card. Again, Three of Swords is, as you can see, it's a complete takedown. This is a complete destruction of something. We have swords that are kind of broken on the ground. These two are like crooked. It's a takedown. There's a takedown of the old system. So at the key to Mr. T US coming back and being reinstated, at the heart of it is the preparing the steps for the new financial system. But in order for the new financial system to come into place, the old one needs to go down. Three of Swords. The old one, Three of Swords, in order for things to get moving. Prince of Wands, right? or Knight of Wands in the Rider-Waite, but this is Prince of Wands. I mean, he's on a spiritual mission, right? But something needs to be taken down, the old system, in order for the start to really get going on the reinstatement of Mr. T US. And that could even be a military card as well. Okay. So again, we're getting that there's a takedown of the old system. There could be a market crash, bank crash, a lot of financial crashes in September. September could be a little bit chaotic. So just to be prepared for that, because it is necessary. I mean, if this is the summary. So we have the Fool, okay? And we have the Ten of Swords, right? So at any time, so really they prepared. The Fool is someone, okay, he does look a bit crazy in this card. He's got like crazy looking eyes. And he seems to be like in a whirlwind of stuff. And there's a lot of like money around him, abundance around him. But the Fool is someone who really is in the right place at the right time. They're actually very in tune with the universe and the universal timing. And it's basically at any time there could be a Ten of Swords is a surrender, right? That's a surrender card. The tarot, the Thoth calls it a rune, but these are swords. There's like a surrender here of the swords, right? So this could happen at any time. So at any time, basically I feel that they don't even have Mr. T and the White Hats. They don't even have a timing of when. I think they would have a timing of when they would like for him to come in, but it's very much they're ready to go at any time. It's basically they sensing the right timing. The Fool is someone who's unpredictable. You can't predict him, and it could happen at any time where when there's a surrender, even when the old system goes down. So I don't feel there's maybe only one or two people know, but it's very unpredictable, and they want it that way. It's as to when he comes back. The Fool is someone who jumps right in, right? It's very trusting, but there's a trust in the universe. And actually the Fool is someone who is very connected to the universe and taps in with the energy of the universe. And that's how he just creates, right? So at any time it can go down. There's no specific date. They are just sensing when it is the right time, it will happen. I mean, obviously I do feel that it is soon. With the with the cards as is and the overview of the Empress, I feel even by the end of September we have a sense of a new financial system that's coming, because that's abundance, right? That's a very nurturing card. She's a major arcana, and a more nurturing and abundant system in place for humanity. So the cards are seeing it actually the near future. That right now there's a lot of steps going into place, but in the near future there is something joyful. The takedown. So what is about to happen? The old system that is coming down. The universe says actually it's a time to celebrate when that happens. It's a joyful card, because that old system has to go. It must go in order to get things going and bring in what is good. He's a Prince of Wands, so he's of integrity, value. He's a spirit warrior, but things have to come down in order for the spirit warrior to come up. In order for the things to flow, for Mr. T to come back in, and maybe even the military. So I would say it's a possibility. He's reinstated by end of October. Depending on the takedown of the old system, obviously how does that go? They're not holding on to specific dates. They may have something in mind, but it's going to be random when we least expect it. Okay, that's the Fool. Yeah. So I'm pretty much, again, like I said, looking forward to September. And when it does get chaotic and things kind of, the wheels come off the wagon, I will know that then we're on the right direction. That to me is the marker. That to me is the event. And like I said before in my other videos, if it was me, I would have very minimal cash in the bank, and just enough to cover the bills. And I would be moving my cash out and putting it into silver and gold right now. It just because I feel there is a major takedown, a major collapse of the old system coming. Anyways, well, it's some good times ahead. We'll keep checking in. But do like, comment, subscribe, and take care.